Listen, that was really cool, but have you seen Simone Biles lately?
This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and now that the draft and the first wave of free agency is over, things have slowed down in the hockey world. But we did get a pretty big piece of news this morning. As per Rob Rossi of The Athletic, Sidney Crosby and the Pens are confident that a deal will be done soon to keep Sid in the Steel City. Crosby is set to be a UFA at the end of next season, which has led many to dream up trade scenarios, like sending him to Colorado to play with Nathan MacKinnon, for example. And it's clear our resident Avs fan Luca Celebre wrote this script because he's the only one actually dreaming of this scenario. Pens GM Kyle Dubas has always said Sid should be a Pen for life, and an extension would make that a reality. It would also keep the Penguins competitive. And surely they're one of the most interesting teams in the league right now. Sid scored 42 goals a season ago, his highest total since the 2016-2017 season, when he scored 44. And those 42 were the third highest total of his career, which is wild at this age. He's also got back-to-back 90-point seasons, something that he hasn't done in over a decade. So yeah, he is aging like a fine wine, giving all Canadians hope that they too can age as fine as he is. The issue now, though, is has Dubas done enough to keep this franchise competitive for Sid's final years? Looking at the roster, the answer is up in the air. The two biggest acquisitions this offseason were Kevin Hayes and Anthony Beauvillier, so the roster is relatively the same as the one that just missed the playoffs a year ago. Aside from Crosby, Malkin, and Rust, no current forward on the team had more than 40 points last season. So there's definitely a lot of questions about the offense, to say the least. It would be nice to see Crosby with a nice team around him for his final years in the league, you know? But then there's also like the Toronto fan in me that wants Dubas to do well, and then sometimes I don't. It's a mixed bag of emotions here. To the Euros, and we are just a day away from the semis, as we are down to 4 teams. And these are some tasty matchups featuring some historic superpowers of European football, as we've got France and Spain tomorrow, followed by England and the Netherlands on Wednesday. Now before we get to our best bet for tomorrow, let's bring in our outright winner market. Spain are the favorites at plus 180, followed by England at plus 260, France at plus 270, and the Dutch at 5-1. So far in this tournament, Spain has looked like the best team. So it makes sense that they're the favorites, but getting by France is no small task, as they've made 3 finals in their last 4 major tournaments, losing the 2016 Euro final to Portugal, winning the World Cup in 2018, and then losing the Qatar World Cup to Messi and Argentina in one of the best finals we've ever seen. But this France team has not been very impressive so far, scoring just 3 goals over 5 matches. And none of their own players have scored from open play, as Mbappe scored in a penalty and they have 2 own goals. But the Spain team will be shorthanded tomorrow, without 3 regular starters. The biggest one is Pedri, who's out for the remainder of the Euros due to injury. But no Dani Carvajal, who's out due to suspension, is also a big deal. Which brings us to our best bet, which is France to qualify, meaning we get extra time and penalties if it goes longer than 90 minutes. Which, the way this France team has played, we would be shocked if it didn't go to extra time. And just a reminder, we have given you 2 straight winners, including a lovely little France-England parlay last round, at plus 160. I don't want to stray away from what the team has decided our best bet is going to be today. I just, have to ride for the Spanish, even though they're going to be missing 3 amazing players. No, I still think it's going to be Spain, guys. I'm sorry. I think it's going to be Spain to win the tournament. So maybe I'll head FanDuel and bet that at plus 180. And you can watch Spain and France tomorrow on TSN. Coverage begins at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And the soccer is not done there on Tuesday night, as we've got Canada and Argentina in the Copa America semis, which I hope you're all watching, because that was history, okay? We're witnessing history with this Canadian team, and it's absolutely delightful. And there could be more history made on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, it's England and the Netherlands at the same time. To basketball, the off-season dust is all but settled in the NBA. So it's time to look ahead to the Olympics. This Canada team is loaded with talent and has a real shot to medal in Paris. But those hopes took a bit of a hit, as the groups have been drawn in Canada. It's in the group of death, joined by Australia, Greece, and Spain. Squads that will feature a ton of NBA players. Australia and Spain are both ranked in the top 5, while Greece has Giannis, so yeah, it's going to be tough to even get out of this group. Why do all the teams I cheer for end up in a group of death? What is that even about? Is it me? But it's not like Canada's the only tough group, as the rest of the field looks pretty deadly, and it truly is anyone's tournament. To qualify for the knockouts, Canada will either need to finish top 2 or be one of the 2 best 3rd place teams. And we'll get a chance to see how Canada looks in a couple days, as they have an exhibition against the Americans on Wednesday. Time now, my favorite segment, and yours, We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
We love mascots, especially when they get down like this. Excuse me, sir. It's a little too hot these days to be thrown down like that. Wait, is he trying to get himself in a pickle? Huh? And if there's any debate, yes, that is a spicy pickle. Because someone responded to the tweet saying, bro, chill, my wife goes on Twitter sometimes. Well, Dylan, the Portland Pickle mascot, responded saying, tell her Dylan says hi. Dang, okay. Go off, Pickle. I wonder what he was like when he was a cucumber. If you're a regular watcher of this show, you know the majority of this staff is pretty into Seinfeld. And more realistically, there are 3 of us who are Seinfeld obsessed. And the rest are kind of just lukewarm. You know, they don't know lines, they don't know situations, they don't pull out references often. So when the opportunity arose to combine Seinfeld and baseball, to collect an assistant to the traveling secretary bobblehead at Yankee Stadium, you know I had to make the trip. I really came here for a bobblehead at Yankee Stadium, and I'm probably not gonna get one because they're watching this friggin' Portugal game. So if I don't get one, I will be blaming the Portuguese. Couldn't stay to the end because we were gonna be late. 5:15. Oh, brother. Oh, God. Waiting on tickets, and we can't even get in before the bobblehead without the ticket. Tickets didn't go. They're literally right there. Shout out StubHub. Yay, thank you. Our original tickets from a New York clubby did not come through, so StubHub did come in clutch. I was able to get a spicy chicken sandwich because George likes spicy chicken. I regretted not getting a milkshake, but then we saw the ass man. We saw the ass man because it is Seinfeld night after all. These little kick stance cams, I mean, unfortunately there was nobody that really did the kicks right. Like, look at this girl. She's trying, but no. And then people didn't even get up. If they put the camera on me, I would have done it. These guys were the closest to, but they didn't get up, unfortunately. They look great though. And then for something I've never experienced before, a rain delay at a ball game that I'm at. I thought I was safe underneath. No, the rain was hammering down. And then look at all this water. Still in good with the grounds crew, but it must have been Serenity now, insanity later. I feel this needs to be stressed even more that we were so close to not getting one, okay? Because of Portugal. So it's fine. Portugal lost. I got a bobblehead. It was a win-win situation. That's it for us today. We'll be back at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific after the Spain game. We'll see you then.